Hold on just a minute. Stop everything you're doing right now. Quit scrolling. Hush all that noise around you. Let every little distraction drift away, because what you're fixing to hear wasn't just happenstance crossing your path. This ain't just another video, and it surely ain't some message lost in that endless flood of stuff crowding your screen every day. What's about to be spoken over your life carries the weight of a decree, signed high up in heaven's courts before you even hit play. The Archangel Michael himself has drawn his sword over your bloodline, your name, your home, and every single door the enemy tried slamming shut in your face. From this day forward, your story's changing. Not tomorrow, not next week, not some far-off day you can barely see on the horizon. Today, right now. This very moment when your eyes meet these words and your spirit starts quivering with a knowing that goes beyond logic, beyond reason, beyond anything your mind can make sense of. You were chosen. You were marked. And the forces of heaven have been working quietly behind the scenes, piecing together every broken part of your life, reclaiming every lost blessing, and getting ready to unleash a glory so mighty that all those who doubted you, mocked you, walked away when you needed them most. They're going to stand there speechless watching what the Most High does through you. Don't you dare look away. Don't let the enemy whisper in your ear that this ain't for you. That lie's held you down for far too long. That whisper of unworthiness has been the chain around your ankles. But today, with the authority of heaven's legions, that chain breaks. You feel it already, don't you? Something stirring deep in your chest, something ancient and powerful waking up after all these years. That ain't just feeling, that ain't wishful thinking. That's the roar of your destiny busting through every layer of hurt, betrayal, and disappointment the world piled on you. Heaven sees you. Heaven knows your name. And heaven's decreed something that can't be undone, overturned, or stolen by any dark force. You're about to step into the most extraordinary chapter of your life, and the reason you found this message is because the Almighty's hand guided you here to receive what's already written in your life's book. Now I know you've been carrying a weight no one around you fully understands. There's been nights when the silence in your room felt so heavy, like the walls themselves were pressing down on your chest. You smiled in front of folks, while your soul screamed inside. You laughed at jokes, held up conversations, even as a storm of confusion and heartbreak tore through your mind. Those betrayals you've suffered, they weren't small, they weren't just surface wounds that time or distance can heal. No, they were deep cuts, done by the very hands you trusted most. People you opened your heart to, defended when the world turned against them, fed with your own plate when they had nothing. Those same folks turned around smiling all the while and stabbed you right in the back. And the worst part? It wasn't the betrayal itself. It was the silence that came after. The loneliness of realizing you gave everything to folks who were only there to take. You've questioned yourself more times than you can count. Wondered if something was wrong with you, if you're cursed, if you were born under some dark star meant to make you suffer, while others glide through life without a hitch. You've watched folks with half your talent, half your heart, and half your integrity receive blessings you've been praying on your knees for years. Seen doors swing wide for those who did nothing to deserve them, while every door you approached slammed shut in your face with a force that left you stunned. The financial pressure's been relentless. Some weeks you didn't know how you'd make it through, let alone the month. Bills stacking up like walls closing in, chances disappearing just as you reached out. Proposals turned down, applications denied, investments lost. Through it all you kept on. You woke up every morning, put one foot in front of the other, even when every part of you wanted to fall apart and give up. That resilience you carry, it ain't human. That strength ain't natural. It's heaven's own fingerprint on your back, a mark of someone made to walk through fire. 'Cause glory's always waiting on the other side of them flames. But here's what you gotta understand, the truth that changes everything. What you're going through ain't random suffering. It ain't bad luck. It ain't karma. It ain't the universe punishing you for sins you don't remember. No, sir. What's been happening in your life is a carefully planned spiritual attack, meant to break you down before your season of rise-up arrives. The enemy knows your file. The darkness has read the blueprint of your destiny, and it's scared to death. You were never meant to stay down in that low place. You weren't meant to live scrapping to get by, begging for crumbs from a table that was always meant to be yours. All those attacks, losses, betrayals, sicknesses that came out of nowhere, relationships falling apart without reason. That was a strategic move to keep you from this very moment. But this is the moment the scales tip. This is the moment heaven's courts have spoken, and the verdict is in your favor. Right now, as you hear these words, legions of angels are being sent out to every part of your life under attack. Michael the Archangel, the commander of heaven's armies, the warrior prince who threw down the dragon and his fallen hosts, he's been assigned to your case. Not some lesser angel, not just a messenger. The chief prince himself has drawn his fiery sword and is cutting through every chain, every curse, every generational stronghold that's haunted your family for decades. The spiritual atmosphere around you is shaken right now. Principalities that held a grip on your finances are falling. Dark thrones ruling over your health are crumbling. Watching spirits spying on your every move, reporting your prayers and plans to the enemy's council. Those watchers are being blinded and scattered by the Most High's light. This ain't just fancy talk or pretty poetry. This is the real deal happening in the spiritual realm as we speak, and you'll see the proof show up in your physical world within days. You'll get a call you weren't expecting. A door welded shut will swing wide open. Somebody will reach out with an offer that don't make no logical sense, given where you're at. And when that happens, you'll look back on this moment and know without a doubt that heaven moved on your behalf. Now listen close, because what comes next is mighty important for your journey. The battle you've been fighting runs deep, and most folks only see the surface. They see the money troubles. They see the broken relationships. They see the health struggles. But underneath all that, there's a deeper war for the ownership of your destiny. The 7 swords, the 7 blades of Michael the Archangel, represent the 7 dimensions of spiritual authority every chosen soul has to wake up to break free for good from these cycles of destruction. This here's ancient wisdom, passed down through the ages. Now listen here. This revelation's been kept under lock and key because it holds the power to tear down every stronghold the enemy's built up around your life. There's a digital book called The 7 Swords of St. Michael the Archangel, the sacred guide to breaking curses, sealing blessings, and activating the calling of the chosen. And it lays out the whole roadmap for this activation. This ain't your everyday read. Folks have tried to hush this up because it shines a light on the darkness tricks in a way that takes away the enemy's edge. You'll find the link to this digital book right up top in the pinned comment. But before you move on, I want you to type these words down in the comments like a prayer, a declaration of faith to seal your promise. I am chosen and I will download the digital book. Just saying that sends ripples through the spiritual realm, because the enemy can't stand when a chosen one calls out their identity loud and clear and steps up to arm themselves with God's truth. Now let me tell y'all what Michael showed me about this season you're walking through. The heaviness you felt, it ain't just your own burden. It's been passed down through the bloodline. There's chains in your family history repeating themselves generation after generation. Your grandma carried pain that echoes your own. Your mama or daddy bore burdens that weren't theirs to bear, passed down like invisible chains of sorrow. Maybe it's poverty that don't make no sense because your family's full of talent. Marriages fall apart at the same point every time. Health issues show up like clockwork at certain ages. These aren't accidents. They're cycles of destruction woven into your bloodline by promises made long ago, whether folks knew what they were doing or not. But today, a decree's been spoken that's breaking that code. The cycle of suffering that's been running in your family's background is getting overwritten by a new program, a heavenly program of blessing, favor, and protection. You're the generation where it stops. You're the firewall heaven chose to put up in your family line. What passed through before won't pass through you. The curse hits your name and fades away. The pattern tries to reach you but crashes into a wall of angelic protection surrounding you. That's why those attacks were so fierce. The enemy knew if you made it to hear this word, their game was done. Every demon tied to your family knew you'd be the one to break the chain, so they threw everything they had to make you quit before now. But here you are, you didn't quit. You're still standing, still breathing, still fighting. And that right there proves the hand of the Most High has been shielding you all along, keeping you safe from harm you never even saw coming. The turning point ain't just coming. It's here right now. It showed up the moment you hit play on this message. Something shifted in heaven's courts at that exact second. You might not feel it in your body yet, but your spirit's jumping for joy because it knows the sound of divine truth. That weariness you've been carrying, it's about to lift. That fog of confusion clouding your mind, making every choice feel uncertain. that's burning away under the fire of this decree. Clarity's coming back to your mind and your spiritual eyes are opening wide. You're going to start seeing things you missed before. Opportunities that were always there but hidden behind a veil are coming into view. Folks heaven sent to help you, but who couldn't reach you before? They're breaking through now. Resources the enemy tried to steal from you, they're coming back multiplied. Heaven don't just restore what's lost, it adds to it. For every year the locusts ate away, 7 years of blessing are coming. For every tear you cried in secret, a river of joy's gonna flow out where everyone can see it. For every night you spent on your knees praying for breakthrough, a mountain of blessing is getting ready that'll make all that pain look small. You ain't just gonna get back what you lost, you're gonna overflow. Those who left you thinking you were done will come back to find you sitting at a table they ain't even worthy to approach. The ones who laughed at your dreams, they'll be watching in disbelief as those dreams come true in ways they never dreamed possible. This ain't about payback or making folks pay. It's about the justice of the Most High, who sees every tear, hears every quiet prayer, and never forgets the pain of those who belong to His covenant. Now let me tell you what's coming next. Financial blessings are on their way from places you ain't never tapped into before. There's storehouses in the spirit world sealed with your name, and the angel of provision's been told to break those seals. Money that's been late is coming. Contracts stuck in limbo are unlocking. Business ideas you put on hold because of lack are about to get supernatural funding. Somebody's going to invest in your vision without you even having to ask. Debts hanging over you like storm clouds? They're getting cleared up in ways you can't explain. Your health, it's being healed right now as you hear these words. Healing angels are working through your body, tending to that pain you pushed aside because you were too busy just getting by. That pain's being touched by the healer's hand right now. Inflammation's going down, cells are being restored. Tonight, sleep's gonna come to you like it ain't done in months. Peace is gonna wash over your nerves like warm water. Anxiety, the heavy shadow sitting in your gut, making you feel like trouble's always creeping. That spirit of fear is getting kicked out by Michael's authority. Fear's been served an eviction notice, and it ain't got no right to stay. Those who mocked you, they're gonna see your rise and won't be able to explain it. That co-worker who tried to hold you down, you'll be promoted right over 'em. Family who said you'd never make it, they'll eat those words at a table you set. Old friends who spread lies, every door they slammed in your face just rerouted you to a highway of blessings they can't touch. Justice ain't just coming, it's already moving. The same God who parted the Red Sea and tore down ancient walls is focused on your case, and no power in hell can overturn the verdict that's been sealed in your favor. Now listen close, because this is one of the most important truths you'll ever learn about your spiritual walk. Michael carries 7 swords, each one holding a different kind of authority. The first sword cuts through lies, letting you see the truth in every situation, every person. The second sword cuts soul ties, the invisible cords that keep you tied to folks and places, draining your anointing. Now listen close, y'all. That third sword? It cuts through them financial curses, breaks them chains of scarcity, and opens up the floodgates of abundance that's rightfully yours, because you're a child of the covenant. The fourth sword? It heals that generational hurt, reaching back through your bloodline and sealing up the wounds passed down through the years. The fifth sword lights a fire under your purpose, burning away confusion and showing you the very path you were born to walk. The sixth sword wraps divine protection round your home, your kin, and everyone tied to your destiny. And the seventh sword, the mightiest of all, it unlocks the fullness of your calling, bringing out the version of you that heaven crafted long before the world even began. Now every one of these swords is sitting right there for you, but they gotta be activated. Through knowledge, through prayer, and through intentional spiritual action. There's a digital book called The 7 Swords of St. Michael the Archangel, just waiting for you in the top pinned comment down below. It's gonna walk you through each step one by one. This is the guide the chosen ones have been longing for. Don't let this moment slip by. Don't tell yourself, I'll come back to it later. 'Cause later is the enemy's favorite word, and later never shows up for those who put their destiny off. So right now, type in the comments, I am chosen, and I will download the digital book. Then go on down to that pinned comment and take the step that'll change everything. And here's where it gets even deeper. These 7 swords aren't just for defending yourself, they're keys to authority. When all 7 are lit up in your life, something happens in the spiritual realm that the enemy just can't fight. A seal gets placed over your identity, a mark from heaven branded on your spirit, making you untouchable by darkness. Not invincible like some superhero, but shielded so every attack bounces right off. Every curse spoken about you turns back round to the one who threw it. Every evil eye trying to watch your moves goes blind. Every demonic assignment aimed at your family gets stopped dead by the angelic guard standing watch all round you. This ain't no fairy tale. It's the real deal for folks walking in activated spiritual authority. And friend, you were born for this. The fire you've been through? That wasn't punishment, it was preparation. The betrayals, those weren't curses, they were clearance. Heaven was making space, taking out folks who just couldn't carry the weight of your next season. 'Cause where you're headed needs a whole new kind of relationship, a higher frequency of connection, a deeper loyalty the old circle just couldn't handle. So stop mourning the folks who left. Start thanking the Most High for the room they made, 'cause that space is about to fill up with divine connections that'll speed up your destiny in ways you can't yet understand. You're standing right on the edge of the most powerful transformation any soul can go through. The old you? She's dying. Not in a sad way, but like a seed breaking open so a tree can grow. The fears that held you down? They're losing their grip. The lies whispered by doubt about your worth, fading away like shadows when the sun comes up. You're becoming the person heaven always saw when it looked at you, even when the mirror tried to tell you you were broken or not enough. That reflection was a lie. The truth is, you carry a power so mighty, it had to be hidden during your season of prep so the enemy wouldn't spot you till you were ready. But that season's over now. The Most High is pulling back the curtain, showing the world what's been hiding deep inside your spirit. Get ready for attention you never asked for. Get ready for doors swinging wide open without you knocking. Get ready for favor so strong it makes folks uncomfortable because they can't figure out why you're rising up all sudden. The answer's simple. It ain't about how smart you are or how connected or how good you've been. It's all about the covenant. It's about that mark from heaven on your forehead that the angels see, even when the world don't. You are chosen. And that word ain't a pat on the back, it's a call to action. You've been picked for a mission in this generation, and every trial you faced was training for that mission. The pain taught you compassion. The betrayal gave you wisdom. The struggles taught you to be grateful. The lonely nights taught you to hear the Most High's voice when all others went quiet. You ain't a victim of your past. You're a masterpiece of divine design, forged by fire and pressure to hold all heaven's blessings about to pour into your life. Listen here. Don't skip this step. That digital book, The 7 Swords of St. Michael the Archangel, ain't just some extra read. It's an essential tool for what's coming next. When you step into this new season, the enemy don't just roll over and quit. The fight gets tougher, more sneaky, more precise. Without the wisdom in that guide, you risk walking into your blessing unprotected. And an unprotected blessing is one the enemy can mess with. The link's right there in the pinned comment at the top of the comments. Take 30 seconds right now, type in the comments, "I am chosen and I will download the digital book." That one act of faith triggers a heavenly backup team coming straight to your side. Don't wait, do it now before doubt talks you out of it. Now as you stand on this sacred ground, feel the weight of this promise settle in deep in your soul. The old calendar of your life, it's burned up. The days of struggle, the hours of pain, the plans of defeat, they're all gone, replaced by a new scroll written in golden ink. It speaks of mornings filled with peace, afternoons overflowing with joy, and nights so full of gratitude that tears of happiness become your evening prayer. Real true love